Apple is the most valuable company on the planet. Their products are works of art, their marketing is studied in universities, and their YouTube channel is genuinely terrible. Here's what's wild. They have everything they need to dominate YouTube. The product, the access, the budget. They just don't know how to make videos people actually want to watch. Over the past year, I've been working closely with business owners and even tech CEOs to help make their YouTube content. And I've seen this exact problem close up. So in this video, we're gonna break down what it would look like if Apple actually made good YouTube videos, why they're leaving so much money on the table. And of course, I'm gonna walk you through the full concept, a 24-hour tour of their $5 billion headquarters, filmed entirely on iPhone, with a tease of an upcoming product, which would keep people on the edge of their seat right till the very end of the video. We'll break down the title, the packaging, the thumbnail, which gets people to click in the first place. And I'll also share 2 more video ideas I think they could be making right now. Okay, let's start with why Apple's channel sucks. Having a look at it, honestly, every single video they post is essentially just a paid ad, and they would be paying literal money to push this in people's algorithms and to promote it on other people's YouTube videos. There's no storytelling, there's no curiosity, there's really just like no reason to watch. The reason they're getting so many views, again, is because they are just forcing it down your throats. Not a fan of that strategy. It's very take, not give. They're not providing on giving value. So this so smoothly brings us to the video idea. The video concept will be 24 hours inside Apple's multi-billion-dollar headquarters. If we actually just take a look at some research that I've done for another client who was in the travel niche and they were kind of vlogging, we could quickly see that tour videos perform incredibly well. People love to see what your vehicle or your house or your headquarters look like, because lots of time, effort, and money has been poured into building it. They want to see the functions, they want to see the features, they want to appreciate it. So we're starting with a video idea that is validated by data. That is so important. And if you need help with that, check out the link below. The cool thing about this video idea is it's essentially just the intersection between sales, education, and entertainment. It's kind of like candy on the outside. We feel like we're getting a tour, but really, this is the ultimate marketing video, filmed entirely on iPhone. Every frame is an ad for iPhone without it feeling like an ad. It humanizes a company people see as cold and corporate, using storytelling, progression, and rising interest. The coolest part about this video, we are going to be teasing and eventually showing Apple's new foldable iPhone. That's right, this video is going to be, in a sense, a sneak peek and an announcement that they are coming out with a completely new product. Okay, so before we delve into what the actual video concept would look like from beginning to end, we have to talk about the packaging, because that's what gets people to click. YouTube is just as much of a click platform as it is a watch platform. I'm going to go ahead and show on screen all the different examples I went through and tweaks from one to another of getting to a design that I felt was on brand for Apple. It felt sleek. It didn't feel so over the top. Really, what we're doing is we're going for a classic proven format of a thumbnail, which involves a person of influence. It shows their head or their upper body. So we recognize immediately that's Tim Cook. Okay, this is an Apple related video. We're then going to show the context of the location in the background for the rest of the thumbnail. That's really important. So we're going to show the headquarters there. And we're also going to show a third important element where we're going to be pointing to the headquarters and using some kind of words. I think the words I'm going to land on is full tour. Another option could be $5 billion, because we know for a fact if we use statistics and superlatives, it gives you that wow factor. You really want to just put your best foot forward. And if Apple truly has spent $5 billion on these headquarters, I would say that's what's performing well based off of the research that we looked at earlier in terms of the thumbnails. Like putting a dollar value on the amount of money that has been put into building this behemoth of a headquarters. The colors don't need to be necessarily super over the top and saturated like Mr. Beast does. Mr. Beast does that because he's dealing with a really young audience and he knows that they're just more likely to click on colorful things. For more mature audiences, you don't have to do that. You can have more realistic colors. And I think more muted tones are actually kind of a great way to stand out on this platform. Okay, so now let's delve into the actual full-on beginning to end concept. First, we're going to start with the morning. Tim Cook standing outside Apple Park. It's so important that he does this because it validates what we are expecting when we click on the thumbnail in the first place. When we don't do this, people think that they've been clickbaited and they're way more likely to click off the video. The amount of people who post content and it is a thumbnail that definitely does not happen in the video is way too common. Filming this walk-in on the iPhone immediately demonstrates the product without ever saying, how good does this camera look? We're going to start with breakfast in the cafeteria. What do the actual employees eat? Seemingly small, but for people watching this video who haven't even considered working at Apple, they might want to actually see these small details. The reason this initial location is so interesting is because they actually have a 4-story atrium cafe with the world's largest curved glass doors. The next part of the video is going to be shot around midday. And this is where it gets really fun because now we're going to see an actual behind the scenes of how a new product launch gets planned. We're actually going to delve into the rooms and see the tension and the deadlines. This is where we're truly showing the people that we're rooting for, not the product. Relatable human moments inside an inherently unrelatable company. We could take a moment here to speak to a junior designer about whose idea actually made it into the final mock-ups of whatever they are building. And this can kind of build you a bit of a save the cat moment where we start to relate to someone and root for them and see us in themselves. The crazy circle back moment that we're going to open here is that the product that they are launching, we are actually going to show and reveal by the end of the video. This brings us to the afternoon, where Tim Cook is going to directly take us to the Steve Jobs Theater, which is so iconic. Maybe he's also going to show us around the 100,000 square foot fitness center. And again, really just focusing on sharing story, showing off these things that people might not even have known existed on this massive campus. Then we get towards the evening and nighttime. This is where Tim Cook takes us to these secretive R&D labs. And he is going to be showing us the foldable phone, but not straight away. We are going to have a final boss corridor moment. This concept was mentioned by Dr. Darby, a guy who's really good at storytelling, and I guess you could call him a YouTube strategist. We don't want to give things away straight away. You'll see this if you ever watch Mr. Beast's videos, is he will slow down the pace of everything and build suspense before we get to the end payoff. This is where we could be showing the security protocols and getting Tim Cook to use his badge to get let into the R&D place. Signing NDAs, maybe there's the nervousness of the camera crew being allowed in. Then, of course, we get shown the foldable phone. But that is not the real payoff, okay? A good YouTube video has an incredible twist at the end. The real payoff here is that we extra reveal that the entire thing was filmed on this new foldable iPhone. The whole meta loop closes and we can end with an empty campus as the sun sets, leaving the viewer feeling like Apple is always going to be working on something new and exciting that they don't know about and keeping that curiosity loop open. I don't know about you, but I feel like that's a pretty solid video concept that Apple should definitely consider pursuing. And this is coming from someone who, I'm just going to say it, I don't like Apple as a company. I don't like the iPhone. I can appreciate their products. I think they're great products. They're not for me. I just think this is such an easy opportunity for them to pursue. Finally, I'm now going to share with you 2 other video ideas that they could easily jump on if not this video. So one of them is super popular right now, and it is just simply to sit down and make a podcast type video where Tim Cook is answering the internet's most burning questions. Okay, this is such a proven format to perform well, especially if you're already a person of influence. People just want to be able to ask you questions, and it's so orientated directly towards what your customers want to hear. Someone like Brian Johnson has done this really well. He's started mixing it into his main channel. Or another video could be, this is a little bit more Mr. Beastified, but I still think it'd be really interesting if they decided to kind of maybe collaborate with Mr. Beast to pull this off. But they could do a video called 100 Filmmakers Fight for $1 million in brackets using iPhones, right? So it's simply just a filmmaking competition and you root for people throughout, and at the end they get given them $1 million. So you're essentially just taking proven formats that Mr. Beast knows works well, right? He's done that format time and time again. That's what blew him up. And he's simply just applying it to the creatives of the world who use Apple products and show off how incredible their phone cameras are. I think that's just such an easy win, especially with Mr. Beast, who purposely tries to be like apolitical, at least tries to stay out of the spotlight. I know there's obviously controversy around his name. I still think that would be an incredible video idea for Apple to pursue. But that's it from me. If you need any help with your YouTube production, check out that link in the description. This is data-driven content, and please subscribe if you want more videos like this.